This is the Ryder and Lisa podcast.
What did you learn over Thanksgiving weekend? 780-784-7107.
I learned that people don't take their leftovers home. Nobody takes it seriously anymore. Now I'm stuck with 6 to-go containers. I also bought real mini pumpkins. They have the cutest ones at Home Depot right now. You'll see them like before you even walk in. They have them displayed outside. And the cutest designs on them, they're beautiful. Anyway.
You wanted your family to take those, too.
I was like, everybody gets a pumpkin. One was taken. Although the rest of them look pretty good on the counter right now. I have them all like different angles and stuff. It's kind of cute. But yeah, nobody's taking it seriously.
Well, I'm okay with the fact that there's lots of leftovers.
Do you think that it means that the food sucked?
No.
Oh.
Don't talk like that.
Well,
I made most of it.
Who forgets leftovers?
I learned that the person who cooks the turkey gets a ton of credit, right? Like, everybody's so thankful for them.
Always.
But it's actually pretty easy.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
When I came home, you had your fist like stuffed in the turkey. It looked awful.
That was just for fun.
Ryder, that's not funny. You were Courtney Cox and Monica and Friends just wearing it on your head.
Yeah. No, I mean, there are moments where it's tricky, like that, getting in between the skin and the meat and getting all the good garlic butter in there. Come on. But for the most part, you're just waiting.
Did you feel like Dexter when you had the injector needle?
Oh, it was awesome. Yeah, I got a big injector.
Just, what do you inject it with? Sorry, butter?
The first time, before you cook it, it was like garlic butter, and then I used just the juice, the runoff, and injected that back into the bird every half an hour.
How'd you feel about my dad backseat cooking?
I like it.
He stood at the island and questioned, commented on every single thing Ryder did with the turkey, and I was like, Dad, stop. But you loved it?
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
It is
like,
funny.
It's boomer energy.
Well, and also it was my dad that came up with the term, how do you like my backseat cooking? And then he's like killing himself laughing at said term. So he meant well. Hopefully you got yesterday off.
And did you learn any important lessons?
Yeah, what did you learn over the weekend? I love how I mentioned tryptophan before we got into this. And then we had a listener say, what does that mean? Well, children, gather round. Tryptophan. What actually is it? A chemical? It's basically, what is it?
Oh, this
How do you describe
really
it?
informative.
Well, it makes you tired after you eat turkey, which I've heard has been debunked. You're tired because you ate too much.
Because you're just full.
So is tryptophan a facade?
It's an amino acid needed for normal growth in infants and for the production and maintenance of the body's proteins, muscles, enzymes, and neurotransmitters. It is an essential amino acid, is what it is. Doesn't say anything about
Making you sleepy?
making you sleepy.
Or being heavily involved in a turkey carcass? So it is a facade. It's a lie. It's a great excuse to not clean the dishes after, though. Sorry, too much tryptophan.
It can influence mood and sleep by affecting your serotonin levels.
Oh. Ryder screwed up big time over the weekend, and it's time for you to suffer the consequences of messing with me.
Okay, it was unintentional. I apologize to both you and the dog.
It was caught on camera. If you follow us on social media, you can go watch it now. Play 107 YEG, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I'm about to press send on Twitter right now.
I feel like somebody's going to need to buy me a belt after watching the video, too, because my whole ass is out.
Yeah, so it's a doorbell camera. Ryder's coming home from getting groceries of some sort.
Which usually the person who's in charge of cooking the turkey isn't also the person who goes out and grabs a few things from the grocery store.
Oh my gosh, do not try and guilt trip.
Sorry, I've got a shower. Okay.
My showers take 3 hours.
See, that's ridiculous.
Well, the shower itself takes 20 minutes, but then the process of drying the hair after is a thing.
Can the hair dry in the grocery store?
Anyway, I was actually working my other job. Hashtag hustle.
Okay.
The video shows Ryder walking through the door, not really paying attention. My dog, Stanley, the sweetest baby angel you'll ever meet in your entire life, has this habit where when you come home, he goes outside the door. Like he comes outside, just does a quick little dance, like a circle, and then comes right back in. So it's not bad dog ownership. It's not like he's running away. He just likes to do a little circle and then come back in. It's his thing. You should know that. Ryder closes the door on him. Guess how long he stood outside the door waiting to be let back in? 30 minutes at least. And he doesn't scratch. He doesn't bark at the door. So he just waited.
You should train him better.
No. He ended up going to the neighbor's door, and she's the one that found him and brought him home. Like a good little boy who's like scared and lost, neighborhood watch back in the day.
Yeah.
He went somewhere that he knew was safe.
They had the sticker.
And then she brought him home. And I would have noticed his absence immediately because he's so full of life. He's everywhere you go. He follows you. So how did you not notice?
I was busy cooking.
Maybe I'll lock you out of the house for 45 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine. I wouldn't mind the peace and quiet, actually. How worried about the Oilers are we? 1 to 10? 6? 7?
Yeah, a little bit worried. Definitely about like their mental state too. Just it's a rough start, especially with how much we know Dry and McDavid are making. There's that extra pressure every time they lose a game because the haters be hating online. But they're actually fans. They're just mad, right?
Like they could do it better. Put me out there. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Get over it. But yeah, it is a little concerning. I think just looking back at last year, lose a couple off the top, and I'm like, oh, this isn't a big deal. And then it turned into a big deal.
Yeah, but history repeats itself, so let's just wait and see.
They were battling all year to pull themselves back into the mix, and I think if they wouldn't have had to do that, and they would have had a little bit more energy come the Stanley Cup final, maybe that goes a different way.
Interesting.
So, like, yeah, it's important that we win some now so that we can coast a little later in the season.
Didn't we just play the two easiest teams to beat?
Pretty much.
So now what?
Well, we got another team that probably isn't going to be in playoff contention here tonight with Philly. If they lose, though, I don't know. Do they make a coaching change?
No, I love him.
I know, but that's what they do.
I don't like that.
That's what sports teams do.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about him and the pressure he's feeling. He didn't sleep last night.
No.
There's no way.
Losing to Calgary, and who else did we lose to over the weekend?
The Kraken.
The other team.
Oh, the Blackhawks.
Blackhawks, yeah.
Wow, did I just know more about sports than you?
Congrats.
Who is she?
But yes, I guess we'll see. I was just looking ahead at their schedule too to see, if they're playing any easier teams, and it doesn't get any easier after tonight. We got the Predators, who are very good this year, the Stars, the Hurricanes, all coming up. So
Austin just wrote in saying Oilers fans are so funny that way. 3 losses and everyone's hair is on fire. Okay,
well,
but it's also like it's hard to watch. Like losing the Battle of Alberta, not fun.
Well, and it's not as if they've been close games. Like we've lost 15-3 is what we've been outscored so far this year. 15-3.
Yeah, but we have some good shots on net. All right. Well, I'm just trying to be optimistic here.
There is a tool that could be used in smartphones that they feel like is really close to being a thing. And it's the first thing that I've heard in a while that I'm like, oh, yeah, we do need that. They figured out most things when it comes to phones.
Totally.
What you actually need. Like I was trying to think of some other things that aren't in phones yet, and I'm pretty sure there's apps for most of these. Like, is there a measuring tape that you can use your phone for? And it'll shoot out a light and tell you, like, exactly how far that is?
Yep.
Is there that?
Yeah.
Okay. You sound pretty confident.
Yeah, because I know it's a thing.
Why am I still constantly walking around the house looking for a measuring tape then?
Good question.
Exactly. What is something you'd like to see in your phone?
That's not been invented yet.
Maybe. Or you just didn't realize that there's an app for it.
Because you discovered an app that deletes duplicates of pictures in your phone. And I'm sure a lot of people are like, I wish there was an app for this. There is.
There is, yeah.
Yeah.
Just be careful that you cancel it because it was $10.99 a week.
What?
But you got a free 7-day trial. So I
classic.
just cleared it out and then I deleted it.
Bye.
Yeah. And we'll get into this new feature that could be a game changer. What would you like to see your phone do in coming years? something that they need to add to it. I like this text. And is this safe option? So I can like scan water and determine if I can drink it.
That's it. That is smart.
Or even like berries.
Or, well, yeah, I mean, look what Alicia Silverstone did. She was just walking down the street, saw a berry bush, ate one, and like all the comments, because she posted the video, are like, that's poisonous to humans.
And then we haven't heard from her in months, right?
No, she's cast in a new
she's
movie
back?
coming out. But for a stretch there, we were like, oh, she's dead.
Yeah.
So being able to scan berries, that's probably actually already done. Because you can scan plants to find out what the plants are. So you got to think there's a berry option.
Yeah, what's the one with songs that you can listen to them right away?
Shazam.
Yeah, there is like a Shazam for plants, I'm pretty sure. So that may have been invented already. Most of these things obviously have, right?
Yeah, this is a great suggestion on the text line. The ability to project videos I'm watching onto a wall. So a projector app.
I bet we're not far from that. Rod says, automatically pick up beautiful women's phone numbers as I pass them. But it also pops up on their phone and they have to accept it. A whole new way to date. A little bit creepy.
My phone would just be blowing up. It'd get exhausting. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that battery, eh? Would just... GPS emergency services is a suggestion that we got. Like when you call the police or call ambulance to be able to see how far they are. So you're not just guessing. That would probably be a pretty smart feature.
Oh my gosh, Kim's text. Can it do my laundry soon, please?
I don't know how that's possible.
No, but you could probably get a robot for way too much money that will fold your laundry.
So the new Apple Watch apparently has people pretty
shocked,
intrigued. Yeah, there's a new Vitals app, and because of this, it's like giving you a heads up that you're going to be getting sick.
Yeah, like days before you even feel a single symptom. It's like, just so you know, you're going to have the flu in 4 days. Basically is what it's telling you. Yeah,
it checks your vitals and can identify like sleep patterns and blood flow.
It's like noticing your immune system starting to struggle. So that's crazy.
It is helping predict common illnesses like the flu and COVID.
Whoa.
Before you even... So the good news there is if you get a heads up that like, hey, you might want to amp up your vitamins and nutrients here the next few days.
Also, if you have a commitment in 4 days, you could be like, I'm a maybe because I might be sick.
I never thought about that.
You got the receipts too. You could probably screenshot the analytics.
Yeah, check it out. Yeah. My phone thinks I'm going to be sick in a couple days.
Exactly.
That is pretty interesting though,
It's really cool, yeah.
Especially like you wouldn't want to be around maybe vulnerable population. You wouldn't hang out with like aging grandparents,
a newborn baby
if you were noticing that you were getting sick and potentially contagious.
It's really cool.
Yeah. Keep these rolling in. What would you like to see your phone do in the coming years? Hit us up. Time for Recommend Something, where we
recommend something. If you're not watching The Penguin, you have time to catch up. There's only 4 episodes out. This is winning all the awards. It just is. I'm sorry. And you don't have to know everything about the DC universe because it's just about the Penguin. But it's so well done.
Yeah, it's like pre-Batman, right? Batman's not even going to make an appearance in it.
No.
From what I've been told.
But I just love the acting. The fact that that's Colin Farrell, the way that they put the prosthetics on him to make him look like a completely different person. And what's great about it is the acting, but also the fact that you don't know, you go back and forth rooting for him. He's a villain.
Right. Yeah, I always find that interesting with certain shows when the like main character is a protagonist and you're like, you feel sympathy for them.
Antagonist,
sorry. But they're, meanwhile, they're like murdering. And you're like, oh, but he was kind of put in that situation.
I'm starting to feel that way about the female character in the show too, Sophia, because
Spoiler.
All right, that's all I'm going to say.
Great show, though. I agree with you.
It's so good.
My recommend something is comes to Thanksgiving cooking or any big family cooking experience.
Even if you just are having friends over for a nice meal.
The gravy needs to be made at a really inconvenient time.
Mm-hmm. When you're at your busiest.
So many other things are happening, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, and the gravy. And with gravy, if you overcook it for a second on the stovetop, or you're like, au jus isn't perfect to mix with it, all of a sudden it's just not good. And you need a good gravy. So my recommend something is something I was going to do, and I wish I would have on Sunday. Pick up just a big bucket of Mary Brown's gravy. Like, just go and get a jug from KFC, from A&W.
Any of them.
Any of them. And then you can also make your own and maybe mix them.
Oh, so then you're not lying. You know, it's your concoction.
It is, yeah. I'm cool with lying, too, though. And then if it doesn't work out, you at least have what you know is going to be really good gravy.
Or if people are like, this gravy's bad, you'll be like, well, blame Mary. Wasn't me.
Nobody would say that. Nobody would say that.
True.
And now, here's another terrifying episode of Terror Tales!
One of these every day for the month of October. If you have a scary story that you'd like to submit, we love to hear from you. Ryder at play107.com is where you can email them. This comes to us from Dirk, who says, I've worked the night shift at a gas station for almost 2 years. It's usually pretty quiet, just me, the hum of the refrigerators, and the occasional late-night customer. Nothing ever really happens here. But last week, things changed. It was around 2 a.m. when a man walked in. He looked normal enough, middle-aged, worn-out clothes, messy hair. He didn't say a word, just stared at me for a moment too long before heading to the back of the store.
What?
I watched him on the security monitor, but something felt off. He wasn't looking at the shelves, he wasn't shopping, he was just standing in the corner of the store facing the wall. Minutes passed and he didn't move. I cleared my throat and called out, "Do you need help with something?" No answer. I decided to step out from behind the counter and approach him, but when I rounded the aisle, he was gone. Just like that. No footsteps, no sound, the front door hadn't chimed, and I hadn't seen him leave. I checked the cameras again, and he never walked out.
What?
My heart started racing, but I told myself maybe I missed something. Maybe he'd slipped out when I wasn't paying attention. I went back to my spot behind the counter and tried to brush it off. But when I glanced at the monitor again, there he was, standing at the back of the store, facing the wall.
He's a ghost. He's
That's
a spirit.
where the story ends. I wanted an update.
Man, our listeners are really good storytellers.
It's a scary one,
That's so scary. Ooh.
Make sure you submit your scary stories to Ryder at play107.com. Thank you.
It's Ryder and Lisa's 1K Wordplay. Brought to you by Out of Bounds Restaurant.
It sure is. And Natasha has a chance to win $1,000. How's it going today?
Hello.
Hi, how are you guys?
Really good. Are you ready to potentially win $1,000 before you head out for the day?
Oh, I'm so ready.
Okay, perfect.
All right, who's your teammate gonna be?
I think I'm going to pick Lisa.
Okay. Best of luck, Natasha. I'll be back.
Thank you.
All right, so here's how the game works. I'm gonna give you 5 words. You tell me the first word that comes to mind for each. We'll invite your teammate back in, and Lisa will play the same game. For every answer that matches, it's $25. If you hit them all, it is $1,000. You got a 25-second timer to work with, which I'll start right after I give you the first word, okay?
Okay.
Let's do this. The first word is jet.
Plane?
Volume.
Pass.
Fridge.
Food?
Elastic.
Band?
Bread.
Sandwich?
Okay. Sandwich, we got that in. And do you want to throw me a real quick one for volume?
Up?
Okay, great. Let's get Lisa back in here.
Should have said sound.
All right.
Hello, everyone. All right, Natasha, you can take a deep breath. Your work is done. I'll try my best to match yours.
What is the first word that comes to mind, Lisa, when I say jet?
Plane. Woo! $25.
Woo.
Elastic.
Band. 50.
Fridge.
Food. Oh! Can we get to 100? We have 75.
Bread.
Sandwich.
Oh my god.
Oh, one more to go. You have $100. So either way, you're a winner. But if we both match on this next word, $1,000, Natasha.
Let me just get the winner sound effects ready to go.
Oh,
just in
what?
case.
Okay.
Lisa, what is the first word that comes to mind when I say volume?
Why is there always a word where I have two answers? It just depends. I gotta try and tap into Natasha's mind. Okay. What's the word one more time?
Volume.
Speakers? No!
She went with up.
Okay, I wouldn't have set up.
I should have went sound.
Yeah, what was the other word I was thinking? There was another one, but now I'm like nervous, so I can't remember what it was going to be. Music?
Loud, I guess, could be too.
Loud? It was something like that.
That was a tricky word.
Yeah.
We were so close, Natasha, but you still picked up $100. Thanks for playing.
Thank you so much.
Okay, stay on the line. We'll be right with you. Your next chance to play tomorrow morning at 7:50. My heart is pounding.
That was a good game. You
That
did
was
great.
tough.
Yeah. The thing is, we ended up going over the 25 seconds.
Classic.
By a second.
We're a little too lenient on that, aren't
Well,
we?
it's when you give them the word
And they can't hear
and they
you.
say pass.
Oh, and then you think that's what their word is?
No, and then you come back to it, and I've already said the word, so I felt like I needed to.
I mean,
anyway.
it is kind of our goal to give away money. The bosses are probably like, can you just let the timer run and
Yeah.
don't let them win it? Like
They're the ones that put the timer in place, so you're probably right. Like Lisa said, next chance plays tomorrow morning at 7:50. We're asking you embarrassing ways you've gotten injured at 780-784-7107. What do you got for us?
About a year or two ago, I was steaming my shirt that obviously I was going to wear. So I didn't have my shirt on, and I dropped the steamer, and I just instinctively went to go grab it. And now I have like a row of 5 burn circles on my stomach that are scars.
Oh, no, because it was still just shooting up that steam.
Yeah, so it looks like, I don't know, I was abducted by aliens or something.
Thank you for the call. We appreciate it. Speaking of steamers, Lisa, what?
No, we don't go there.
What? She just told the story about it.
Okay, I will be open and honest about mine, but everyone listening has to promise that they will not make fun of me. Promise?
No.
Okay, so I popped something or I don't know. There's a muscle that's like throbbing in pain, like sharp pain. And it's because I was using the washroom and I was in a rush. So
Anyway, yeah.
pushed and it popped and I went, ow! And I've been dealing with it now for 24 hours. And it's like right where like your crotch meets your leg in like the like fleshy area there.
Okay.
And it's sharp pain. And I was like, oh no. How do I fix it?
I don't know.
I can't go to the doctor. That's so embarrassing. Hey, how'd you injure yourself? Oh,
Yeah. Pushing
too hard. Like I am in physical pain because of it. I can't believe I'm telling this story, but has everyone been there?
No.
Thanks.
Well, I'm just answering your question. I'm not allowed to make fun of you, so the least I could do is be honest.
Chelsea wrote in, I once woke up from having a nap while camping and drinking. The first thing I decided to do was attempt to jump over the metal beer pong table. My leg went right through it. 4 inches wide, cut right to the bone of my leg.
Oh.
Had to go to the hospital and get 15 stitches. I ruined the birthday weekend.
Injuries suck, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Most of mine are doing really cool stuff, though. Unlike you.
Mine is the furthest thing from cool, and I'm slowly regretting opening up about it, to be honest. But like the sharp pain, how do we fix that?
I don't know.
Does anyone have a home remedy?
For that? I don't think so. Like, I guess ice it?
Okay.
Have you tried icing it?
Yeah, is there such thing as ice underwear?
You could just put your gaunch in the freezer. Right?
Okay, who's next? Can somebody tell a story equally, if not more embarrassing than that, please?
I haven't seen anything that
Comes close to it.
comes close to that on the text line
Wow,
yet. No.
thanks for the support.
No problem. Lance said this didn't happen to me, but happened to a buddy. He went to the bathroom and pushed so hard that he put his feet up against the stall door.
Oh my gosh.
He ended up popping his back out. We had to help him off the toilet and take him to the chiropractor to fix it so he could just stand up straight.
I promise I would laugh at that, but I don't want to hurt myself more.
Okay.
Because when I do laugh, it hurts the area that I've pulled. We have people texting in saying that it's a hernia. I'm scared now. I don't need this.
I
can't go to the doctor.
The doctor's appointment.
No.
Like,
hey,
so what ended up happening?
I was in a rush, pushed too hard. I physically felt like a pop, and it's like right in my right side of my crotch.
Is there bruising?
I haven't looked.
Well, I would check into that.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, can we move on?
Yeah, I think so.
Play that. Strike up a match by picking two numbers with the same prize, and you win. Miss the match, and you're out. Good luck.
Geraldine got to play twice with us.
Yep.
She guessed number 7, which was the spa starter from Hyperbaric Health and Spa, and 43, which was Quick Trim, gift card to Rock It Out Salon. So that was not a match.
Not a match, but because we had yesterday off, we let her play again.
And she selected 34 and 42, which were both Amica prize packs valued at $230 from Rock It Out Salon, so she's won that.
There you go. So make sure you are writing that down. If we were talking a little too quick for you, just text us. We'll send it your way.
34 and 42 are crossed off as a match.
Bye.
43 and 7 have been exposed. Man, I feel like this sentence this guy got is a little too strict.
Tell me more.
A little too stern. A Polish man was sentenced to 22 months in prison for breaking into homes and doing chores. He would hang laundry, clean the floor, take out the trash, and the only thing he would take from the homes is a glass of wine. He'd pour himself a glass of wine while he was doing the chores. An unnamed victim came forward after she came home to find that her bird feeders had been refilled and said, quote, "I wondered if it was someone who knew me, if it was going to turn into a stalking incident." She felt targeted, which, yeah, it would be an uneasy feeling to know that somebody was in your home, right?
Does he know you have wine? Like, is he specifically targeting people that love a good Chardonnay?
I mean, most homes would have a bottle of wine, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I guess so.
Like, I'd say 70% maybe.
What do you think he pivots to if they don't have wine?
Juice?
Some Sunny D?
He was arrested in late July after being caught on a security camera. But yeah, all he was doing was chores. I'd welcome that guy in my house.
I'm pretty sure you've done that before.
I've done what? Like, I got somebody into my house to do jobs?
Yeah, remember that guy that was just like lingering around the house and
Yeah, I paid him to cut my lawn.
he mowed your lawn and then he came back again?
Yeah. He's my assistant now.
Yeah.
The Ryder and Lisa Podcast. Play 107.